How do you, Gina Jane, find inspiration? What inspires you? How are you at this point, in your career, still able to find new things to motivate you and inspire you to create new?
Well, I have learned this, and I've shared this with a lot of art friends, that when you create what you love, it usually turns out really well. And that's because you're putting your passion into the right thing. So for me, I lean on my past, my childhood, and the happy memories from my childhood. And that's kind of nostalgic because I grew up on a farm. And when we moved there, there was just piles of rusted out old equipment. It was definitely a fixer upper. Lots of animals in the barn. And then, of course, the vacations, I would say, to Washington State,
Mm.
where my father's family had orchards and the farm life was up and running my whole childhood. That was part of our experience, and the camping and fishing. And my mother and her love for gardening carried over and influenced me as well. And so I began to realize when I was young, the first drawings that I did, I wanted to capture the light. So there's a certain time of day when we'd be out doing chores in the barn, either early morning when the sun was rising or in the evening as the sun set. You go out and you bring in the water to the animals and things like that. And the way the light was just was breathtaking. And I always noticed that. And so I still to this day pursue wildlife and birds and flowers of nature, and always take my photos at the same time of day so I can have the lighting correct, because I will now pull an image that I've taken in another part of the country with a different image from an entirely different state. But if
Hmm.
the timing of the day is the same, I will get my light correct on every single piece. So then when I lay it all out together to do a final puzzle and paint every piece, the lighting's right. And I need that light to pop. It really helps people define where to put a piece in a puzzle. They have to have that contrast in color and light and dark. And so my inspiration really comes from chasing the light.
That sounds exactly like what you're doing with Sunnyside Flower Market. I mean, you can see it. It's there. You've captured it.